What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the 28th of September. We're going to take a look here this morning, Saturday morning, at Aerodrome Finance. Ticker symbol AERO, USD, US dollar. This will be a daily chart. We'll probably drop into the 3-minute time frame. And all of this data here is from Coinbase. And we're on tradingview.com for the free charting service. We had another monster day yesterday for Aerodrome. Friday, that would be the 27th. We were up, let's see here, 6.91%. Aerodrome was higher. We're getting a pullback today. We are currently down 5.61%. So I wrote on the community tab, and I actually have not checked it yet this morning. It didn't look like there was any comments that the 128 level, so that's this line on the chart right here. We actually went a little higher. We hit up to 129.45, but the 128 is the level I wrote on the community tab. You know, watch the one. It looks like there's some pretty good pushback at the 128 level. It could hold the price down for a bit. And so far we got a close below that. So that's our resistance. And then today we have a daily lower high. We also have a daily higher low. So far, this can change throughout the day. There's many hours left. So this is today so far is an inside day. We're inside the previous day's range. So is the top in? Well, it could be, and we'll know that moving forward. Giving enough time, you can look back and say, oh, hey, yeah, of course. That was the bottom there on the 6th of September. And hey, yeah, of course, that was the top there. Tops come in, one day at a time, but you just need to be aware of basically the way I look at the markets are, each day tells a story, right? And if you can read that, it can kind of give you a path to follow, or at least head towards, have an idea of potentially what's coming. So basically the way I would look at this market is we have resistance at a level of 128, 129.45. The market closed below that. Okay, target hit, market closed below it. Total success. If that's what you're looking for, that's what we got. So we're going to keep that in mind. We're also going to keep in mind that this level has been resistance in the past over here on the 27th of May. That's where this rising channel here, we'll call it, found resistance. Market found some resistance here back in early May as well. So keep that in mind. Also, so far today, again, we have many hours left today. We have a new daily lower high. So usually pullbacks will start with a lower high from the previous day, and then the next day we'll see what happens. You can see it over here. We had a move up to the 104.829 level, right? And then the next day we had a lower high, and then another lower high, lower high, lower high, and we really started to kind of ramp our way to the downside. The concern with something like this is the rallies here, right, are so good. People are making so much money, right? They don't think it's ever going to stop. And this thing, just understand, this thing could have way, way higher to go, but it also might not. So if you're hoping that the price comes back up and breaks out above the 128 level, which it might, guys, Bitcoin looks like it's just getting ready. So, it might. We just don't know that yet. We need the price to prove to us. But in the meantime, the way I look at the markets is I want to have a protection, a stop in place. I want to protect my capital from, giving up all my gains or, turning my position into a loss because we can always get back into the market. Okay. So if you have, decent gains here and you don't want to give them all back, say the market just collapses from here. So heads all the way back down. Are you okay with that? Where along this rise here would you like to take some, take all, take a portion of your profits? And if the market starts to rally again, have a price that you'll get back in, because if you lock in your profits at, X spot, and then the market turns around and actually starts to rally again, you have to be willing to get back in. And some people, won't do that. Oh, it's not going to keep going higher. Anyways, so we'll see. Again, I'm not saying the top is in, but what we do know is the top is in right now as of yesterday. We haven't made a new daily higher high. Doesn't mean it'll be the top of this whole move, but from what we've seen so far, yesterday's price is the highest we've seen in a while. So that is the top price of $1.29. Let's see, $1.29.887, 129.87. I believe that says. So, a couple takeaways here. Keep your eyes on yesterday's high. Okay. Keep your eyes on the 128, 129.45 levels. That's our resistance. And if the market pulls back aggressively for whatever reason, this weekend, today, tomorrow, 106.42 is a support, 104.829, 98.224, etc. So that's how I look at the markets. It's one day at a time. And if these markets start to rally and break into a new high, taking out yesterday's high, all good. We'll start to look to the upside at 132.64, 136.76, 140.71, 158.40, 156.80. I mean, you get the point there that I'm trying to make. But again, looking back, if you've been around a while, when we reverse off of a key overhead level and the markets puts in this is a perfect example right here, right? Let's talk about this real quick. So here is a sell off here to a higher low on the 14th of May, and then markets start to rally. We get up to, look, here's the high of 127.749. My level is 128. It just about hit it and got pushed back down. Okay, not the most bullish candle with that reversal like that. But then the next day we put in an inside day, it looks like. A lower high, a higher low. Okay, well, the lower high is a concern of mine. If I'm bullish and I want to see the price break out higher. The next day, another lower high and a lower low. Here is another lower high. This looks like another lower high, lower high. This looks like it's close to, maybe it's a higher high, but a new lower low. And, it's death by 1,000 cuts here as it just continues to creep lower and lower and lower. And here you took out the lows from this move higher. At some point along the line, where are you willing to, protect your capital, lock in your profits, etc., knowing that, hey, if it does well again, I'll get back in. But in the meantime, preserving that capital, etc. So anyway, that was a pretty long, drug out explanation there. But the point is, we saw a top yesterday. It might not be the top of the move, but it's the top of what we've seen recently. And we have a lower high today. And we hit resistance at 128, 129.45. So that is that. Again, these markets are not sustainable going straight up. They need pullbacks along the way. Again, I don't hold Aerodrome, and if I did, I would still be holding it. I would personally give the price quite a bit of room here to move. I would be willing to give this price quite a bit of room, potentially giving back quite a bit of profits to potentially not get shaken out. But that's just the way I am, stops that are too tight, mental stops, physical stops, whatever you have in the markets. If they're too tight, you'll end up getting shaken out of a move. But there's that fine line there where it's too tight and then, you don't want to give too much back. Anyways, but I have no problem getting back into a market. I was trading gold recently, had a long gold position on, started to move, pulled back, got stopped out. It was like a few days later, started to break out again. Boom, had to buy it again. So, and then, it's obviously running right now. It's been on a little bit parabolic, but it ran. You have to be okay with getting back into a market if it goes to prove itself what you originally thought it was going to do. Anyways, 128, 129.45 above the market as resistance, 106, 104, 829 below the market as potential support. This thing has ran a very large amount since the breakout down here at the overhead resistance line. So Aerodrome right now would be up 90%. Looks like to the top tick yesterday, about 110, 111, 112% in, it's probably been about 14 days, 15 days. Today would be 15 days. And then the top tick we've seen as of now would be 2 weeks, 14 days. So, I mean, in 2 weeks, you're up over 100% if you, bought at the breakout. Some people are actually long from lower prices, according to the comments. So some people are long from, I read somewhere in the 50 area. So that's basically right around here. And if that's the case, you're up quite a bit more than that. We'll call it right here. Currently, you would be up, 131 as of yesterday, basically 150. Incredible move. So we'll see what happens here, guys. One day at a time. That's how I look at the markets. If the market makes a new high from yesterday, tomorrow, tonight, that's great. We'll continue to watch this thing to the upside. But if it starts to creep lower, I already talked about it, but basically, is there a spot along the way where you're willing to, lock in some, if not all, your profits? And then if the market starts to rally again, pick a price area that you'll get back in because, it could continue on, up into all-time highs, etc. And you wouldn't want to miss that. But, do you want to, over 100%, do you want to give all that back or, a good portion of that? I don't know. That's up to you. Guys, thanks for watching. Let's drop into Bitcoin real quick. And welcome to the channel, all the new subscribers. So we have Bitcoin finally up above the 63.7, 64.375 levels. Some 3 resistance levels here. We broke out, had resistance there back in September or August, excuse me. And we'll see. Inside day today for Bitcoin, little reversal yesterday. Maybe some overhead supply here. Next level above would be 68.748. We're not there yet. We'll see if we get there. But Aerodrome cooling off as Bitcoin cools off. That's pretty normal. If Bitcoin does well, it's going to carry over into the rest of the market. I got some big upside targets for Bitcoin, whether we get there or not. Obviously time will tell, one day at a time. Like I said, we got to break above the highs here, which are right around 73, 74,000. And then we're into the 80s, 90s, up there into the 6 figures. We'll see. We'll see if this one actually is going to be the one that takes the market higher. I've had plenty of false rallies here that were just pushed back down. Overall, this is one large consolidation. Guys, all links down below. Of course, not financial advice. Thanks for watching. If you're not yet subscribed, join us here on the channel. Appreciate it, you guys. Have a great day.